Here is how to create VPN locations in Defguard. Let's clarify one of the most important concepts in Defguard. So locations and gateways. A location is a logical representation of a network environment, for example, your office network or a production environment. A gateway, on the other hand, is the actual server that handles the VPN connection. So in simple terms, a location defines where do you want to go, and the gateway defines how do you get there. This is a very important concept because it allows you to have a single location with multiple gateways assigned, so you can have high availability scenarios for your VPN location. Now let's try to create a location in Defguard. You'll have to go to the locations from the main menu and click on the Add Location button. You will then be asked to select the type of the location you want to create. You can pick from a regular location or a service location. Service location will be covered in another video. First, you need to provide the public-facing data, so a location name, and the gateway VPN IP address. This can be the IP address of your gateway or the IP address of your load balancer, which handles routing traffic to multiple gateways. The address can be in the form of an IP address or a domain name. Next, you are asked to provide internal VPN settings. You can provide multiple networks here, divided by a comma. The first one will be used as the primary one for device IP assignment. Next, the allowed IPs, so a list of addresses that should be routed through the VPN network. And finally, the DNS. This is the DNS the clients will receive after connecting to this location. Usually, it should be your internal DNS. On the following screen, you are asked to configure network settings. Usually, it's fine to leave them as default, but you can adjust them to your needs. Next, multi-factor authentication. In this step, you can decide if you want to enforce the MFA for this location. You can also choose from different types of multi-factor authentication, either Defguard internal multi-factor authentication, which means TOTP, email, or mobile authentication, or you want to go with the external identity provider authentication. So if you have a Google Workspace or Entra ID configured as your identity provider, you can use this as the factor. Next, you provide access control settings. Here you can decide which groups should have permissions to connect to this location. Finally, there is the firewall settings. Firewall module will be covered in another video. Here I'll just explain that you can disable the firewall completely for this location, or you can decide on a default policy, allow all or deny all. Also at the bottom of this step, you can see a checkbox which allows you to decide if you want to finish the process or continue it by adding your first gateway to this location. As you can see, Defguard automatically started a sub-process, and this sub-process is about assigning a gateway to this location. First, you are being presented with examples of different methods on how you can start your gateway process. So if you have gateway running on some server, you can just click on this checkbox and continue with the process. Here you need to provide basic information on the gateway, so the gateway name, and the IP or domain of this gateway. After submitting, Defguard will try to establish a secure connection between the core component and the gateway component. We call it gateway adoption. In the final step, you can decide if you want to add another gateway to this location, which will allow you to implement high availability scenarios, or do you want to go to the location screen. And as you can see, Defguard created the location, and it also assigned a gateway to this location. You can inspect gateway details in the Gateways tab. Your location is now operational and it can be used by the clients to connect to.